What's up, Gruntworks Nation? The Big Earl is always asking, why is China hoarding food? Experts say that China is hoarding a massive amount of food. They will soon have over 2/3 of the globe's corn reserves, over half of its rice, and over half of its wheat. But when asked about it, China lies. One China expert says they, of course, will never admit to something like that. Well, what does China know that we don't? When it comes to global food shortages, China is the canary in the coal mine. You see, China is the world's #1 food importer. They rely on the rest of the world to keep their people fed. So they can't afford to mess up, or there will be riots, civil panic, or even worse, when over 1 billion people can't eat. What does this mean for Americans like you and me? 2 words: food shortages. That's why it's a smart idea to stock up on a kit of best-selling 4 Patriots survival food. Create your own stockpile of the best-selling 4 Patriots survival food kits. Hand-packed in the USA. The kits are compact and stack easily. They have different delicious breakfasts, lunches, and dinners. And their 5-star reviews on the website rave about the flavor and the taste. Right now, you can get 10% off your first purchase of 4 Patriots survival food by typing in the code VTTGW at checkout. Just go to 4patriots.com and use the code VTTGW to get 10% off your first purchase of 4 Patriots survival food. That's 4patriots.com. Use the code VTTGW.
With us today, we got Joe, Trigger Joe Britzig.
All right, let's go.
To try to get a matchup with a gunner. Goes the lead. Francis is gunner.
Well, this is just a fist. When I start throwing it around, I can leave one hell of a mess. Let's dance.
Multiple occasions. Wow. It looks like they're going to swing to the very end.
And he wasn't kidding.
Wow.
It's very rare.
What a finish. Another one.
It really poses the question, what do you want to do? Do you want to take a chance and risk getting knocked out?
Oh, my God.
Oh, my God.
Trying to take care of business, trying to get to goal. It's a knockout. Oh, my It's a God. Knockout.
And it's closing in. Trying to finish it. And it's over.
Because I'm going to take this foot and I'm going to whop you on that side of your face. There's not a goddamn thing you can do about it.
Brock is brought to you by Modelo.
I killed it!
Punch me right in the face, man.
And we have a new nickname. Okay, we have William Send It 7 Piercing. All right, other than that, we used to call him Willie Pete. We used to call him the Mad Russian.
For his opponent to be quicker on the catch.
Now you're gonna get it, Bobby!
I think you've had enough. No? Now you've had enough. Bitch.
Wow. How good is this?
Finish him!
Another one.
Everybody gets triggered. It's just if you become a pansy or not. That's in the Book of Earl. I think
Not surprised, motherfuckers.
You called down the thunder, well now you got it.
gotta be very careful.
Works Nation, we are live for your special Christmas edition of NFL Pick'em. Now, we don't have any UFC fights going on this week, and I don't think we have UFC fights for the next 2 weeks, right, Bill? So, but anyways, we got
right.
Bill. He's a little choppy coming in on the screen. And as you know, as we all travel for the holidays and we got guests over, all right, we got everybody using our Wi-Fi, and they don't realize that we're celebrities, all right, and we need our Wi-Fi. All right, so you go down there and tell those family members, hey, I need my Wi-Fi for this show. But hey, so if we do get cut in and out again, I'm at my parents' house in the great state of Wisconsin, going live today, and Bill is coming at us from Fort Sill, Oklahoma, right where he belongs. But hey, before we get into the NFL, Bill, we'll talk about last week in the UFC. I think we did okay, especially with that Josh Emmett knockout.
I think we did really okay. And if you listen to Joe and I's picks, regardless of the competition, our picks and how we told you to gamble was spot on the entire fight card.
Yeah, I mean, I think we lost a few in the prelims, and then, but I remember both you and Joe saying Emmett should not be an underdog for one, and then two, take him by knockout, and that was paying plus 375. And how long did it take him to knock that dude out?
Not very long at all, and he knocked him into a seizure. So.
Oh my God! Yeah, he was in a seizure. Rogan was telling him, "Hey, put that guy down. He's going to tear his ACL." All kinds of stuff. And what's up, Jim from Missouri? Jimmy chiming in from Missouri, and again, so hey, this is going to be a real quick show, guys. We're just going to do the NFL picks because if you bet with the Big Earl last week, you made a lot of money. All right, 3 for 3 on my locks. All right, 2 for 3 on my upsets. My in-game parlay with the 49ers and the over also hit. So if you bet all of the things I told you to bet, all right, that's the week that you always want as a bettor. I've been over 500 every week except for one. All right. Oh, we got the brother coming in from McGuanago because he's in the next room using all my damn Wi-Fi. That's what he's doing. All right. But been above 500 except for 1 week, and then you just need that week where you go perfect. And then that sets you up for a plus 6, plus 700. I think I was plus about 1,700 on Saturday, Sunday. So that. Oh yeah, man, the Wi-Fi's out. They're killing us over here. This is going to be the best show ever. So while we got the Wi-Fi on right now, big shout out to our sponsor, 4Patriot. Those of you who don't understand, 4Patriot, you see that logo up there in the corner of your screen. They do survival food. You heard the ad in the beginning. They're giving our audience a discount. What they're also doing is allowing us to, get our mission of lowering the veteran and active duty suicide rate and all that stuff. They're helping us do that at a much larger scale. So if you're into that kind of stuff, or even if you're not, all right, support 4Patriots because they're helping our mission. And if you're not on VTT official, big shout out to our moderators and everybody there that's doing great work, helping with each other and promoting businesses and helping veterans that are struggling. We were actually able to pay them this month. So that's the first time we've been able to do that, and that's because of 4Patriots. So big shout out to all of our moderators who are helping out and doing all that great stuff. And it's truly a blessing. And then, of course, did I go out again, Bill? I mean,
you did. You're back. You're back.
Back. Well, I mean, I think this is just going to be a wild card show. So let's get to it. Let's just get to it.
Okay, let's get to it. All right, first game. I had the Bengals going into Pittsburgh. Pittsburgh is a plus 2.5 underdog with an over/under of 38.
Yeah, the Bengals are playing with a backup quarterback, but he's playing pretty solid. The Steelers are a mess. and they're a hot mess. I'm not going to touch this game because it's always close no matter how bad one of the teams is. But I will bet on the Bengals in this game for sure.
I agree with it. The Steelers are just an absolute mess. But then we got the Bills going into Inglewood. The over-under is 44, and the Chargers are a plus 12.5 underdog.
Yeah. Again, the Big Earl always says this. Whenever there's an NFL team that is favored by double digits, take that team. All right. I think it's only burned us once this year, and it was with Miami when they were a 17-point favorite, and I think they lost.
That was a wacky game, though.
Yeah. So, yeah, I'm gonna go Bills here, and I'm gonna say lock it. All right, lock the Bills in at minus 12.5.
Okay, going on now. We have the Cleveland Browns going into Houston. Houston is a +3 underdog with an over/under of 40.
Yeah, watch the injury report on this one. I'm not going to touch this game until the report comes out. If Stroud starts, I'm taking the Texans in an upset. If Stroud doesn't, I think he might actually already been ruled out. But check the injury report.
He was, actually.
Yeah, then go Browns here, big time. So I'm a big Flacco fan, and he came through with one of my locks last week. So go Joe.
And you and I have said it many times on this show. We both agree that Flacco is an underrated QB. I think if Stroud is not starting, Flacco's going to come in and get another W.
Yeah, I mean, it gets $75,000 bonus per win.
Yeah.
Right. So, that's great in his contract. But again, like we said last week, Joe Flacco was one drop. He threw the perfect pass against Tom Brady to beat Tom Brady, and it was dropped in the end zone. Otherwise, he goes to back-to-back Super Bowls, right, and wins both of them. And then Tom Brady doesn't win one, and who knows what happens after that. But that is the ball.
All right, next we got a rivalry game. We got Detroit Lions going into Minnesota. Minnesota's a +3 underdog with an over/under of 47.5.
I was so hoping Joe was going to be on this show because upset alert. All right. The Lions are on the downward spiral of expect for Goff throwing 5 touchdowns last week. But I'm going to go Vikings in the upset, Joe. That's what's going down. All right. Your Lions are going down.
Too.
Huh?
And Vikings at home.
Yeah. Vikings at home. Yeah. They're going to win. They're going to win. Write it down.
All right,
lock it down.
Another one of my personal locks, but you're the NFL guy. But Packers going into Carolina, and Panthers are just horrible this year. Panthers are a +4 underdog with an over/under 37.5, and Carolina just sucks this year.
It's so gross. Me, everybody knows who watches. I'm a Packer fan, but I am literally one of the most objective football fans you'll ever meet. I locked the Packers twice this year and they won. So both times and beat the spread. But the Packers are not good on defense, right? Their secondary is their entire starting secondary, except for Stokes, who just came back from injury, was on a practice squad to start the year. All right. They are not good, not at all. When Baker Mayfield tortures you like that, that's not good. However, they gotta win this game big time. I don't trust
so bad.
I don't trust the Packers defense enough to lock them in. Right. Who knows? But I'll go Packers here.
All right. Now, next we got the 8-6 Colts going into Atlanta, but Atlanta is a -2.5 favorite with an over/under of 45.
Yeah, interesting to see your take on this, Bill. Did you watch the hit on Pittman last week?
I did.
What do you think about that? And did you see what Tom Brady said about it?
Tom Brady has been complaining about how soft the NFL has been getting for the past, I'd say 8 years. He's been talking about it, and he even said he's like, "Hey, if I would have played in the NFL now compared to the NFL when I came in, he's like, I would have had double the passing yards." He's like, because Tom Brady said, "Hey, when I came in, you never threw across the middle because you cared about your receivers." He's like, now all day.
Yeah, and that's what he was. I agree with Tom on this one, where he goes, quarterbacks need to study more film. Quarterbacks need to throw better passes. That was a perfectly legal hit on Pittman.
100%.
Right?
and it was overthrown, diving over the middle, and Pittman got rocked. Yeah, it's strange to see that dynamic where it's like these defenders, they just can't do anything. And it takes away from the spirit of the game. I've always been a big advocate of, getting rid of the helmet to helmet and the spearing, all that thing, because you got to keep these pros on the field, because that's what people are paying to go see. But you overthrew your receiver. All right. That wasn't a dirty hit. That was a terribly thrown ball. A terribly thrown ball in the coverage he shouldn't have been throwing it into, and his receiver paid the price. So that being said, the reason we're talking about it is Pittman is questionable. Pittman gets about 15 targets a game from Minshew. So if Pittman's not playing, I kind of like the Falcons here. If Pittman, and then you look at Taylor as well, but I have the Colts circled as an upset. Just watch the injury report on this one.
I agree with you on that one. And clearly so does Vegas. All right, next game we have Seattle 7-7 going into Nashville against the 5-9 Titans. Titans are a 3.5-point underdog with an over/under of 41.5.
Oh man! Again, if Joe was on, I'd be like, "Where's your buddy Steve? Has he bought his shirt yet?" All right, because I called another upset against the Philadelphia Eagles last week, and I said the Seahawks will beat them. Right. And that's exactly what they did. They beat them. All right. The Seahawks are a good team. They just lose sometimes. They're not a great team. That's probably why. They're not a championship caliber team, but they're a good team. So, and Bill is off the rocker. So I am going to go Seahawks here. And you know what? Lock that shit up.
Locking the Seahawks.
Lock the Seahawks on the road. Big time.
All right, next into the garbage game of the week, we have the 4-10 Commanders going in against the 5-9 Jets. Jets are a -3 favorite with a 37 over/under.
I mean, if you want to watch the best college game of the year, this is it, right? So it's what. But I mean, Aaron Rodgers might play, so you never know. He got cleared. But yeah, I actually like the under in this game, and I would actually lock the under in this game. I think this
is not a bad call.
I think it's going to be 13-3. Like whatever team wins, that's going to be the score. So like
so game. Bad.
Yeah. But yeah.
Good.
Go ahead. I was going to say, before we get into it, I was actually able to visit Bill in Fort Sill a couple days ago. We were driving through, and speaking about the holidays and what our mission is here at VTT, never lose track of your battle buddies. Never lose track of who your friends are.
Yeah.
And shout out to Bill here. I was like, hey man, I'm driving through. The hotel doesn't have any booze. Can you bring some booze? Right. And Bill and his lovely wife showed up at 9:00 at night with some high noons, and I think we finished that 8-pack in about 6.5 minutes, and had a great conversation. But I just wanted to thank you and your wife for doing that and coming out. But those of you in the community watching, listening, we know that a lot of you are like that as well. When your battle buddy calls, you show up, and so appreciate that, Bill, for you and Tamara doing that. That was awesome.
Oh, you guys are family, and always. And I know you do the same for me.
Absolutely.
All right, moving on. We got the 8-6 Jags going into Tampa Bay against the 7-7 Bucks. The Bucks are a -1 favorite with an over of 42. Yeah,
I'm not going to bet this one.
No,
I don't know. So, but if I had to bet, if you twisted my arm, I'm going Buccaneers here. I mean, I think Jacksonville's just. I think Trevor Lawrence is playing hurt. He's playing scared, and it sucks playing hurt in the NFL.
Yeah. On to the next trash game of the week. We have the 3-11 Cardinals going into the -4 favorite 5-9 Bears with an over of 43.
I don't know if Dan's watching. I'm going to tell him to watch, but I'm going to lock the Bears here, right? I'm going to lock them. And you want to know why? Because if they win this game, they might not get the second pick of the draft. And that's why the Bears will do it. Like they will literally screw themselves out of the second pick of the draft. So they're going to win this game. They're probably going to win by 3 touchdowns. Like Fields is going to look like an MVP, and like everybody else, Chicago's going to be like, no, like why did you do that? So yeah, Bears -4, lock them.
I mean, you're probably right on that one.
Yeah.
On to the game I'm actually excited to watch, to believe it or not, is the 10-4 Cowboys going into Miami against the 10-4 Dolphins. Dolphins are a -1.5 point favorite with an over of 50.
Yeah, because of my heater that I'm on, I'm going to lock 4 games this week, and I'm going to lock the Fins here at -1.5. Dallas cannot play on the road, as proven in the past couple of weeks. Mm-hmm. And I'm also going to, this is my in-game parlay, take the Fins and the over. All right. There are going to be a lot of points scored in this game. A lot. Right. They're like, it might be 45 by Miami, like alone. But Dallas and Dak's playing. Dak's still playing well, so they're going to put up some points too. So take the over in this for sure. So I'm going to lock the Fins, and the same game parlay of the week is Fins and the over.
I like it. Going in, we have the garbage Patriots against the Broncos at Mile High Stadium. The Broncos are a -7 favorite with an over of 35.
God, what a shit game.
It really is.
Yeah, I'm not going to bet this one. I'll circle the Broncos, but bet the under here. If you got to put it in here, bet the under. Again, I don't think the Patriots score a point. I honestly don't think they score a point unless it's a defensive touchdown or a special teams. So
it's going to be a garbage game.
Yeah, I don't see Denver dropping 35 points either. So I don't even see them dropping 25. There's going to be like 21-3.
All right, moving on. We got the 6-8 Raiders going into Kansas City against the 9-5 Chiefs. Chiefs are a -10 favorite with an over 41.
Yeah, I'm excited for these Christmas Day games. It's just fun to have 3 football games on Christmas Day. But yeah, I'm going to lock the Chiefs here for the last lock of the night. Chiefs -10. I honestly think it's about time for them to kind of put some of their shit to rest here and just blow the Raiders out. Like blow them out. So
Raiders just don't have it.
Yeah, and the Chiefs have been kind of not playing well, and I think they're going to catch their stride here.
All right, on to one of my locks, not Nick's locks. Listen to Nick though. Is the piece of shit Giants going into Philadelphia to play the Eagles? Eagles are a 13.5 point favorite with an over 43.
Can we talk about the real story of the Giants here? Is the DeVito, right? the hand.
Listen, I'm a New Yorker. I love DeVito. But the rest of the Giants team are just so bad.
How great is that? He's throwing touchdowns and doing this. And
the mobster agent. Yeah. It's just great.
But yeah, I don't like to lock the Eagles because I think they've only covered the spread twice all year. Like they're winning by 3 or they're losing.
Yeah.
So 13.5 is a lot of points. But yeah, I'll take the Eagles here. I wouldn't call you an idiot for locking them. I'm off the Eagles all year, just off of them. So I'm at least Steve, Joe's buddy. I'm not calling them to lose this week. So it's gonna be a closer game than you think.
All right, on to the game. I'm actually excited to watch. Not bet. I think it's just going to be a great game. It's the 11-3 Ravens going into Santa Clara, California. Play the 11-3 Niners. Niners are a -6 favorite with an over of 47.
Yeah, possibly a Super Bowl preview.
It really is. This is going to be a phenomenal game.
Yeah. It's either going to be phenomenal or I think the 49ers are going to roll them. Right. I think if the Ravens can score early, it's going to be one of the best games of the year. If they can't score, I mean, And the other story that you've been seeing going around the social media is you see how Brock Purdy's making $800,000 this year.
Yeah.
and he's the front runner for the MVP. And then Archie Manning at Texas is the backup quarterback making $3.2 million NIL deals.
Yeah.
You know, the backup quarterback at Texas is making more money than the front runner for the MVP in the NFL. But again, I've said this every year on the show. And there's some of you that will disagree with me. Obviously, there's a large number that disagree with me. It's no longer the MVP. It hasn't been the MVP for 20 years, right? It's the most valuable quarterback, right? It's not the most valuable player, because the most valuable player, there's actually the two what should be front runners are going to be on this field as well, and it's CMC and Lamar Jackson. Like, they're the two best football players.
An animal.
He's got now. Again, you look at these records and you got to take them on a slant, because now they play 17 games, and then like Jerry Rice played 12 games. You know, when he had his touchdown record that Randy Moss broke, and then it went to 14 games, then it went to 16 games. Now it's at 17. McCaffrey's at 1,800 yards and 20 touchdowns in 15 weeks.
And
right?
just
So,
dude.
Yeah. I don't understand how a sports writer, I mean, I do understand, because it's for money. They don't actually report for the sport. It's for money. like, how is he not the MVP? Brock Purdy? Like, are you kidding me? Like, here you go, Christian McCaffrey, run over these four guys and then break off a 4.240 for the rest of it. Like, and now you're the MVP. No. Christian McCaffrey's the MVP of that team. So yeah, I'll stuck with the 49ers here. I'll probably bet on it if I hit my lock parlays. But yeah, what a game. I can't wait. And I'm so happy it's on Christmas Day. Like, you know, when
Absolutely.
And again, I got to do my message here, my triggered pansy message, the Book of Earl. All right. It's okay to get triggered, but don't become a pansy about it. Now, Christmas, don't start talking politics. Don't do it. All right. Don't start talking about, like, you know, anything stupid. All right. Just drink your eggnog. Have a good time. All right. And for the love of God, you veterans out there, which I am one, Bill's about to be one. He's still active. Don't drop the veteran card. All right. Especially when you're being an asshole. Don't do it.
For the kids.
Yeah, for the kids.
This is for the kids. Shut the fuck up.
And then again, that's the thing about alcohol. And, you know, there's a lot of recovering alcoholics on our shows, and we love you. I am not a recovering alcoholic. I'm just an alcoholic, right? Like, and so like this is 10th Mountain. They're one of our sponsors. All right, love it. Don't make your kids deal with alcohol during Christmas. All right, that's your responsibility. All right, that's what you're doing. All right, don't take it on your kids. If you're drinking at these parties, this is an opinion. If you're drinking at these holiday parties, let your kids do whatever the fuck they want, because you're drinking. All right, like, so let it go. Just a little bit of advice, and do it that way. But yeah, that being said, let's go over these locks again. I got the Chiefs, I got the Finns, I got the Hawks, and I got the Bills. And then the upset alerts are the Colts and the Vikings, and the Bears. Lock the Bears. All right. So yeah, Bears, Finns, Chiefs, Seahawks, and Bills. Yeah, lock them all up. All right. And now, how the Big Earl bets? I put about $25 to $50 on the individual games. Right. Like, I do that. And then I'll do probably, now that I'm at a heater, I'll probably do $100 parlay on all of those locks, which will pay you about $800-900. But if you hit 3 of those games,
He's frozen again, Bill.
Yeah. Hey, he's frozen.
Technical
What he's trying to say
difficulties, everybody. Hang out.
You bet the locks and then you take whatever money you got left over and you go for the upsets. He's giving the DeVito.
So, yeah. Again, I'm not going to get mad. I'm going to go outside and I'm going to say hi to my family. I'm going to love them. I'm going to hug them and be like, why were you on the fucking Wi-Fi? All right. But no, hey, big shout out to the VTT family, everybody on Gruntworks. Merry Christmas. Happy New Year, all that stuff. We love you guys. And again, you're never alone with social media. All right. If you're having a tough time during the holidays, get on VTT Official. Tell us you're having a problem. All right. We're going to call you. All right. You might even get a call from the Big Earl. Might even get a call from Bill. All right. It is what it is. And then another story, I had a buddy of mine, old soldier. He said I went to the extreme. When I notified some people, he's stationed overseas and he is facing some problems and he was drunk. And I set up every Red Star cluster for people to go help him and find out where he was. And I will always say this, that I will 100% be wrong in making sure you're okay than not acting and then you taking your own life. Right. Absolutely. So do not be afraid, even if it's one of your best friends, to call somebody to go check on them. All right. Do it. All right. And if you're wrong, you're wrong. And like Chris says, if you're mad, you're still alive to be mad at me. And you know what? Yeah. I don't care if he never talks to me again. All right. It'll hurt my feelings. But he will. Yeah. And he has. He got it. But yeah, check on your buddies. Check on them. All right. We love every single one of you. And hope that you have a great holiday. Bill, last word before my internet goes out again.
Okay, last word as usual. Please go into goldstarteenadventures.org. Look at that organization. They've won awards for how much money straight to the kids. It's an organization that takes all of our Gold Star kids and reminds them that we have not forgot about them either. They take these kids, they put them all together so they have a friendship and bonding experience, and they take them all out for hunting trips, deep sea diving, anything you can think of. They get a certification. They follow them all the way up through college. Please reach out, goldstarteenadventures.org. Again, all the money goes directly towards these kids to remind them that we have not forgot about them either.
All right. Well, maybe we'll come on next week too for the NFL as well, because I'm on a heater. So if I win again, I got to come on and brag about it. And look at David Gray. Love you.
Yeah, we love you too, brother.
Yeah, I mean, kind of. I mean, Bill loves you, but I mean, you do wear a medal named after a woman, so it is what it is. But anyways, we'll see you guys in a couple weeks.
I love your ass too, Dave. Don't worry about it.
Yeah. Thanks for watching and listening. And now a word from our sponsor, Fort Patriots. In a startling description, the UN food chief warned the world with the words, knocking on famine's door. He called what we're facing a perfect storm of a perfect storm. And he's not alone. Barron's published that a food shortage could be coming, even in the U.S. Farmers see it too. John Boyd Jr., a fourth-generation farmer, told Fox News that we're going to see empty food shelves in the coming months. That's why getting survival food is more important than ever now. Create your own stockpile of the best-selling Fort Patriots survival food kits. It's not ordinary food. We're talking good for 25 years super survival food, hand-packed in a family-owned facility in the USA and giving jobs to over 200 Americans. They have different delicious breakfasts, lunches, dinners. You can make these meals in less than 20 minutes. Just add boiling water, simmer, and serve. And right now, for the next few days, listeners of the Veteran Trash Talk podcast will get 10% off their first order at fortpatriots.com by using the code VTTGW. Go to fortpatriots.com and use the code VTTGW to start your stock